G'day everyone, welcome back. Saturday morning here, Steve's place down under. If you haven't watched before, I'm Steve, and today we're going to try and empty this shed because in early October I'm having a bucks party in here, and although it's still 9 weeks away from when this is recorded, it means only 9 days because I do that big of days through the week. I don't play it all through the week until Saturday morning, and then Sundays with the family, so I don't. So 9 weeks is only really 9 days, and there's still other things to do in that time, so it may seem a bit early to start this sort of stuff, but it's not. So I want to empty all this, tractors and trucks and bits and pieces, because I want to put another lift of rotor mill in here and roll it in, and which I did years ago, but all the dirt's come through it and you can't even tell what sort of floor it is now. And so I'll roll all that in and make a nice area again, which I wanted to do regardless. So we've got to move the Transtar and the Chamberlain and the 2 forklifts there. There's a cherry picker, a golf cart, another tractor, and then all these bits and pieces. But also in that time I'm making a spit roast machine for the Bucks party, which will be fairly unique. And I've got a Nissan Patrol engine to do, which I'm still waiting for. It's been about 12 months now. I'm still waiting for that block to come back so I can assemble that. The actual car's down the back, you've probably seen it. We stripped it apart because it was cooked, and I'm hoping to build that again because the car's deteriorating, so I'm hoping to put that back together before all this happens too. So I think we're going to start. It will be a little bit of mechanical, but not a lot. I've got a set of glow plugs, again off eBay, for the Mitsubishi Triton I've got here, O2 Triton. This time of year when I start it up, I think it only runs on 2 cylinders or something, and just blows smoke, but all it does is clear the pigeons and the mosquitoes out of the shed, and it takes a lot to warm up. So I'm sure it's just a glow plug because it runs fine after it. So I'll put those in, then we can use this, because tonight we're going to burn some piles down the back, which will be another episode, plus the blue Leyland Terrier water truck some of you have wanted to have seen, especially you blokes from the UK. It's got a Honda pump on it, so I've had the fire brigade turn up before when I've burnt these piles, and I've had the Ford Louisville there, the LNT I've got it's got about 12,000 litres on it, and a pump, and when they turn up I've got more water than them, so they're very happy with that. So I've been allowed to bend the rules a bit when burning piles, but as long as everything else is in the limits, and I'm not going to do anything silly in that way. So that there might be a separate video of that Leyland. Also, I'll include it in burning the piles. But so later on this afternoon, when my dad gets home, we'll venture down the back and start those sort of jobs. So first of all, we'll put these glow plugs in, then we'll go about moving some of this other stuff. Okay, so here she is, the mighty 2.8 diesel. Very underpowered thing without a turbo, naturally aspirated, but reliable, pretty reliable. It's been going now. This is my dad's company car in 2002, I think he got it, 01 maybe. And the company I work for, my father also works at, and I bought it off them when they started phasing all these older vehicles out many years ago. I drove it home and then took the number plates back in. It's been here ever since. So we've had a tank on it fighting fires, and now it's got tools on it I've got that much stuff here to run around, jump start everything and fix things and provide content for the channel. So I just want to pop these glow plugs out while it's in here and change those over. Small, maybe 6mm. Don't need a long socket for those. Didn't have to take those nuts right off either. I didn't know I had that slot there. I'm not even going to test those. That's not the problem. I'll look further. Actually, the ones I've got are the same. Here they are here. Not sure if any of you have heard of that brand. Made in Italy. It's got to be good. Techno. Not sure. They look alright. Look the same. I'll put a bit of, similar anyway, not identical. I'll put a bit of Never-Seas on those threads and we'll put them in. But it even come with a vanilla air freshener here. Look at that. Lovely. She's going to smell nice now. I will apologise in advance for, I'm using a wireless Bluetooth microphone now. I've had it for months now, but haven't sort of sat down and worked out how to set it up until this morning. So if this audio is a bit out, I am playing with it. I thought I'd do it on an episode that's probably not as interesting as others, just to see how it does go. So some of you have complained about how you can hear me, and I do get that. It's all new to me still, even though it's been 12 months. But I'm slowly working it out. I think I got it for Father's Day or birthday last year or something off the children, but sort of keep putting it off because it has been working, and I thought now's the time to sit down and work that out. These are only cheap. It's probably not an expensive thing if you go to a reputable shop to buy them, to be honest. It's not something I really do. I don't get home till 7 o'clock most nights, or 6:30, 7 o'clock. And everything closes here in Australia at 5, unless it's Thursday night, but I don't really go in there much to do that. I'd rather buy it off eBay at the start of the week. By the time the weekend comes, it's here anyway, so get what you want then. You're not ordering it in, waiting for it to turn up, go back in and pick it up. Small nip. Sit the rail back on her. fairly underpowered vehicle, as I say, but I mean, unless you had like a V6 petrol engine or something back then, there wasn't a lot of turbo diesels around at the time. All the Hiluxes were the same, the Toyotas, and they were all underpowered if they were 4 cylinders. Mitsubishis, whoever else made them, they weren't great, but they were very reliable. And still going now, you still see a lot of them around. Okay, so that's her. Let's see if she fires up. She's right on the money every time I check it, and it doesn't work hard around here. Probably a little bit glazed up, to be honest. It's sort of only first and second gear, if that. Should leave that up. Fuel runs back too, because it probably hasn't been started for 2 or 3 weeks now. See what happens with her. Straight away she's running on 4 cylinders. There's going to be smoke, because they all do, but not near what it was. I had to let it all clear before I could walk again, see where I was going. She's even idling, it wouldn't do that. As you can see behind it, no smoke at all. So I reckon only 2 of them were working. Wouldn't have been able to see that yellow tractor behind it there. It's clear, beautiful day here, no smoke though. Another job done. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is move the old Chamberlain here. Still a lot of work to do to it. For those of you who've seen last episode, the power steering ram started leaking. Both seals out of the transmission are still leaking because it was measured wrong at the seal shop, and when I brought it home it's too loose, so I think I'll just get onto a tractor mob and get the right ones. Back of the transmission, front of the rear axle, or the input there, the high and low section of the transmission. At the other end of those 2 tail shafts, both those seals need replacing as well. The one on the engine seemed to work okay, the one we glued in, if you've seen that episode. And there's a bit of rust around the roof. There's a lot of work to do really, but I'm not using it, so I'd rather get all the priority work done first, and then we can bring it back in then, that's fine, and play with it if we need to, or if we want to, or whatever. So we'll see if she starts. It's only been a week. Not real cool here this morning, even though it's winter. It's a lovely morning, as you can see behind it. Probably why it's a bit dark, because you're facing the sun. Hook the battery up and see if she goes. I had to go and find the keys for her. I've got them now. We'll see if she goes. Well, that's pretty good. What we'll do, we'll run her down there, and then we can find a spot among all them other ones to put her. For those of you who want to see more on this old machine here, Australian made Chamberlain, any of you haven't heard of those, there is an episode before this. If you go back, the way I'm going to post them, it should be before it. Go back and have a look at it. Tells you what engine, what year, what we're doing to it, what we've done to it, all that sort of thing. You can hear the hydraulics relieving here. Squeeze oil through a small orifice like that for too long, oil gets hot under pressure. You can hear it trying to relieve there. This whole cable's all seized up. It's not going to matter for where we're going, but if you run it longer than 10 minutes, it definitely gets hot. runner down there, that's just another problem we've got to deal with. She's leaking diesel out of the governor cover there. Brought home the seat out of a Cat 740 articulated dump truck I replaced on one of ours that was going in the bin, so I thought that'd be just the ideal thing for this, and it is. Let's get in here. Clutch is a bit jumpy on it still, I'd say. Went under the floods this one, so go back and have a look at the other episode anyway, but I'd say the flywheel's a bit bloody rusty still. I'll go and find a spot for it down here. I don't want to hide it, so I like the look of it. At the moment it is what it is, I guess. Got a bit of a knock in here. I'll probably hear it better through the camera than you can in the cab here. I haven't run the feeler gauges over the tappets yet, but maybe that's all it is. Bent push rod. May have had water in the engine, I'm not sure how high it got. Maybe they've tried to wind it and bent a rod, I'm not sure. But again, there's more to come on this later on. We'll try and blend her in with all these other red ones. Okay, she's down here parked up amongst the blue and the orange and the red ones. The yellowy coloured one here. I've got another Chamberlain here that was the family's. I haven't showed you that yet. That'll be another episode. It's basically a 9G but reversed. So 4270 Perkins. This was sort of had a lot added to it over the years, but when I do an episode on it, I'll show you how she used to look to what it does now. And we'll leave that one there. If we burn it tonight, we may even use it to come and drag some logs away again, but we'll see. Bit of a hand. The only problem is with it, it's a handful to get in and out. If you sort of got to get in down under the steering wheel and duck down. I'm a tall bloke, so, but not a bad problem to have. So we'll go up and do what we got to do now. What else we got to do? Actually, if any of you blokes know where I can get an injector pump for a B250 International, let me know. I think I got this one given to me, but the injector pumps hold oil, and I'd say it's run out of oil, and she's wore a lobe off the cam inside the injector pump, which puts it out of timing. It does run, but just smoke, just terrible. Crack one injector line that goes away, but then it misses, obviously. So that's the story behind that one. Not sure what to do next. I've got a lot of waste oil I've got to load up here, take to the workshop and get rid of where I work. That's hydraulic oil for a mate of mine. A lot I can move here, just don't know where to start. I'll pull the Transtar out. I'm sort of going to probably just pull it out and clean up everything behind it and put it back in until we actually do the material, because she's got no glass in her. I don't want to leave it outside, especially with all the spare parts on the back. Got this John Deere 345 here. It's it cut out, and I've only been able to get it going by putting a wire straight to the ignition. So I don't know if it's a safety switch failed somewhere, but they're bypassed on this one, or it's this board here. I did buy an igniter unit, which they call for these Kawasaki FD590s, which is there. I've plugged it in and made no difference at all. But when I put a wire straight to the and powered that unit itself up, it started. So whether I bodge it up to use it, this is the one I use down in the bush, because the zero turn I got's more of a, it's not as heavy, and it's got a pressed lighter deck on it, and it's great for the lawn, but down the back I don't want to put it all out of whack and bend it or anything, so I use this one down in the bush. Doesn't matter really what happens to it, so whether I just bypass that so I can still use it, or try and find that board there, doesn't really matter. So much stuff here, I don't know what to do with it all. This is basically just going to be a cleaning up episode, just moving a few things, so if you're not interested, by all means turn it off. But it's more content for those of you who do like what I do here, so we'll stick with it. Next I might move this. Move all the easier stuff first. This is an electric vehicle I got off a wildlife retreat place that I do a bit of volunteer fixing for, and I couldn't afford any battery, so I got a Honda and a torque converter and a forward reverse transmission and put in it. There is a short video on it. It's only off the phone, it's not high quality, but that I did on it. Very slow. It's heavy because it's made out of bloody checker plate, but steel, not aluminium. Last time I started it, the choke wasn't pulling, so I may have to put the camera down to start it. It is electric start, but if I reach in and pull the choke myself, maybe that'll help it. That's a small repair, maybe it'll work. It's a bit hard to pull up though, sort of all out of adjustment really. It's all stretched. Probably a bit hard for the kids to pull up. Amazing things you can get off eBay for very little money. I think the whole thing was only not even $400 for the chain, the gearbox and everything. And pulled the shaft out of the electric motor and put a sprocket on it. Works good. Hasn't got a lot of power, but it's good for the kids to learn in. Got a flat tyre, that's not going to help. Drive it over and put some air in it actually. There we go with a 100 kilos, and then sitting on that flat tyre is going to make it even harder for it to move. Actually dropping that side. Put some air in off camera. Okay, everyone, we've got some helpers. Kids have come out of the house. So, hello, you haven't been on camera much, have you? Right, JJ. Chloe's helping me lift this rather than use a forklift. I thought we'd do it manually with the chain block. We'll put that on the car and take it in and tip it out. not now, but when I go to work Monday. So I've got a couple of empty ones here. Those 20s are full, that's got to go. Done a bit off camera, moved a bit of the Ford stuff. None of this is real exciting. With the less exciting stuff, I haven't videoed at all. That Isuzu there, I've got to put probably in that shed over there, but that's effort. That means moving tractors and starting another one up to carry it. Huh? Keep going. You're probably too light. Okay, I'll see if this one goes. Got that wire hooked up there. I haven't spent too much time trying to diagnose this set. That's just what I've come up with, so I just need to find what wires go to the seat switch and the whatever other safety stuff's on it, get rid of it down here on that board, and then that'll eliminate that. If it's not that, it's got to be that board. It's all that's left. So if she goes, it's probably flat. It's dead flat. Great. If it goes. Still not working. There's fuel everywhere down there. She's flooding. I don't know why that is. It's been good, this machine. All of a sudden it just started playing up. It just doesn't end. What else is going to go wrong with it? All right, everyone, I got the mower moved. All that fuel was coming out of the vent carburetor bowl, so I pulled that off and the float must have been jammed down. I didn't find a problem, but that's all it could have been. Like the needle stuck down, so it's just letting it keep fill up. So our Dad's home. We're going to go down and play with these trees and fires. So I'm going to take the New Holland down. We're going to pick a few heads up off the tree that the head up off the tree that he fell, and move some fire heaps and get ready to burn them tonight. So it's going to be a change of video here. Done a bit more cleaning up off camera, but this is going to be over the next few weeks, and so there'll be various episodes on this for those of you who want to watch it. Are you ready, mate? Ready, son? Yeah. Hmm? I think Dad should get a snack pack too. You got one, huh? And we'll wait a bit. Well, there's Chloe, look. Yeah. So we've got that pile there, which I can try and carry down to the main pile, and then we've got the head off this one here that I can get rid of. So we can carry it all down so there's not fires everywhere. And that, who is it? Gang. Fair bit of work in that. This doesn't carry a lot. Carry it right down past all those trucks. There's a bit in it. Doesn't matter. Of holding the baby, the camera, and drive the thing. Okay, so I couldn't use the 4-in-1. I had my son on my lap too, so I had to put the camera down, but the bloody tractor blew a tilt ram seal So the chrome rod goes right through that extension there, and when the seals leak, join here, it comes out this hole and it just blew all over. She got a bit excited. So I just used the bucket and pushed it all over, and we'll go and get the rake now on the Massey Ferguson 30 and just rake all this over into that. But before that, I've applied for a permit to burn these piles, so probably going to start them now it's daylight, because the fire brigade will turn up. They have done every other time. So I probably should get a water truck on standby here. There's one and there's one down the back. There's another one there, but we'll see how we go. May as well get in trouble for 3, I suppose. So I'll have a water truck on standby. Once they're burning, I'll just get back on the rake then and keep an eye on them. So we're in the Triton here. See out the dirty window. I'm going to get this little water truck going. I used to use that Louisville there with a blue stripe on her, but I had that tank off that on the White 4000 I've got when the bushfires are on, so it's only chained back onto that Louisville. And the pump's in the shed, so this little truck here is still full of water, and it's the pump's still on it, I think. I usually take them off, but this one I've left on there because it's covered. Yeah, it's up the back there behind that mudguard. So if you all want to see this mighty machine start up and run, there's going to be a separate start episode on this, because I want it to be a separate title, because a lot of people have asked about it, and I'm not overly sure why, but some people are interested in different things. Obviously I do like it, but it's not something I'd spend too much time on. Got it for nothing. Cost me I don't know how many litres of diesel, 60 kilometre round trip I suppose, on that old float over there next to that crane truck and that grey Kenworth I'll try and add a photo into here. So I'm going to switch over to Will It Start episode, and then we'll be back up there with the fires. Come to look for, there's a tractor here somewhere with a rake on it that I need. If any of you spot it, let me know. No issues. The bloody tripped over it. And clean the rest of that head up, that tree. Yeah, that's the one. This is a Massey Ferguson 30 made in France by Massey Ferguson Paris. It's the only thing similar is it's got a Perkins in it, 4-cylinder, but nothing else is the same as the British made one next to it here, which is a Massey Ferguson 35. That's a 3-cylinder Perkins. And the yellow one over there, I'm not sure if the camera will retap bar, that's a Massey Ferguson 35 industrial. They're different again, same tractor but just heavier axles. This is not going to work. my dad ended up getting on it because I've got to go and pull some cylinders off that blue tractor there that blew out yesterday, so I thought I'll do that while he does this, just breaking all this up off this tree here. Already got we've just been on that little excavator there and got another pile there for a fire. We should have bloody done it yesterday, but time just gets away. I only really got up and down on the 3-point linkage on these ones, not like the other Fergies. They've got a carry position on these ones, so it's either in that or it's down. Can't select your height on it. Like a normal draft control on a 35 Fergie. Hard to get parts for too, that's why it's only got a rake on it. It's not doing any hard work. Put a slasher on there and they work a bit harder, especially what we do with them here. Just idling around. Probably why she's smoky, it doesn't work hard. G'day everyone, welcome back. Not sure if this is going to be a follow-up, a continuation of that other episode in the same episode, or it's going to be a new episode. Not sure how much filming I got done last week, but the clean-up episode, I'm getting ready to have my wedding down here. Getting mechanical and starting things up. This particular part will be mechanical, but I've got a Daewoo 3.5 ton excavator here. I've had it for many years now, and I just got some new tracks for it. Was a complete machine, but I was working it under the house when I was doing the house up renovations, and I took the canopy off it to get under the house. And I took the bonnet off it because it had no grill in it and it used to get really hot. They were made for Asia, Asia's hot too, but they're just not made for Australian conditions. So I've still got it all, but the actual bonnet is only the ROPS. It's not a ROPS, it's only a canopy. It's only mounted to this tin here. And it used to just rattle around and crack it all out. So it was more of a sunshade than anything, but it was ugly. So I've still got it all. It's a complete excavator, but it's just done a lot of work around here. Got some new tracks here, $1,100 each, which is cheap, but not for me, it's not, but anyway, you've got to do what you've got to do because you do need it. We're going to put them on and then probably go back up and do what we'll do on the last episode or earlier on in this one, however I work it, so that will be cleaning out the shed for the Bucks party and building that spit roast machine, but I'll show you all that when I get up there. Take it
hitting every second one. Thought it did. Might be made 2 or 3 discs. Hopefully it hits every 1% every turn. Must hit every one, it seems to hit every second. Watch out. Get her out from under it. You don't drop it. Too much slack. Too much slack. Still got a slack at the back. Slowly. What's that on? Nothing wrong with that, was there? Did they carry on? There's nothing? No. Right, just take through. Get the slack out of it. Yep. Other way. Hold it. Back as far as the other one, you reckon? No, it won't move.
Okay, they're both on, fairly easy. For those of you who don't know, you use a grease gun to tighten tracks up on excavators. I'm sure a lot of you know that, but for those who don't, simple grease nipple. A grease gun, there's a little cylinder in there that pushes that front idler out and that'll tighten that track. So these adjusting tracks with grease goes right up and beyond. We've got 50 tonners where we work, excavators, and they're just a simple grease nipple, a D11 bulldozer, D10, or just one little grease nipple just with a normal chuck like this. Very simple. Swing it round over the top and get the slack underneath it. See where it's at.
That won't work.
Oh, it's harder to use unless you can full go out of it.
Running for a while, actually.
Other side. Run it. That's got no nipple in it. That's one sweet. That's got no nipple in it. Up the shed.
Got me in the yet. That one there, is it?
Greasy years, that one. That one won't take any. Well everyone, I'm going to cut this episode here. The way I was going to do it was show you something else, but it's Sunday morning now, it's the next day, but I think what else I was going to show you I might make into its own episode. I think there'll be a bit of time in it, so hope you enjoyed that one of cleaning up the place. There'll be a few of those over the next few weeks as I prepare for what's coming up, so there'll still be a few mechanical things, like after this video I'm going to go down and start the loader up so I can push some fire heaps up. So thanks for watching. Please share, subscribe, click that like button because that helps everyone recognise that there's activity on the channel and makes it grow, makes it recommended to more people. So remember, private message on Facebook. I don't put much up on there, it's just for people to contact me, which a lot of you do, which is great. People have been sending me a lot of stuff, which is great, and still merchandise available. We'll get more of that in, different range of hats and stuff, which is good. I'm not sure when that's coming. It has been ordered, but most of it's gone now. So we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks again.